Welcome to An Unconventional Life, a podcast where we share stories about the crazy 1% out there who earned their doctoral degrees and then went on to use them in crazy, cool, unique, and unconventional ways. Here's your host, astrophysicist turned teacher, author, dissertation coach, and more, Dr. Russell Strickland.
Hello and welcome to An Unconventional Life podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Russell Strickland, the founder and CEO of Dissertation Done. And today I have with me an old friend, actually, Dr. Francisca Enih. We've worked with Dr. Enih in a number of different ways, and I'm sure she'll share some of that with you. But Dr. Enih is originally from Nigeria, and she was the first of 11 children. As my mother's sisters like to tell her, she was the first of 6 children. That also means she's the oldest. My mom didn't like it put that way. She's always been fascinated with taking care of the needy. And this interest has led her to early exposure to St. Vincent de Paul Society. She actually helped out during the Hurricane Katrina, serving as president of the Nigerian Catholic Ministry at St. Albert of Trapani Catholic Church in Houston, Texas. And since then, she's done all sorts of amazing things. She's been named a Teacher of the Year, also Special Education Teacher of the Year. She still works with middle school students in Houston, Texas. And since earning her doctorate degree, she's become a published author. So Dr. Enih has a lot to talk to you about and share with you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you, Dr. Russell Strickland. I am so happy to be here with you this morning. You have been an awesome person and a good friend, like you said. Thank you again, and I cannot thank you enough, Doc. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. And again, thank you for being here. I'd like to remind folks that today, or let folks know that today's episode is brought to you by Dissertation Done. And at Dissertation Done, we help adult doctoral students through the dissertation process. So if you're approaching the dissertation process and you're not quite there yet, really best thing you can do is take the proactive approach to get some guidance and support, some direction, some coaching. All of the best athletes, executives, leaders of any sort, go out there and get coaching so that they're at their absolute best and they don't have to make mistakes along the way. So go out there and reach out to us at dissertationdone.com/done. That's dissertationdone.com/done. We'll have a chat, see if maybe you're a good fit for our Fast Track Your Dissertation coaching program. If you are in the dissertation process and maybe you're kind of slowed down, stalled, or just plain stuck, reach out to us as well, because that's most of our students and we can surely help you out. Also, if you have gotten past the dissertation process or you're otherwise an expert like a coach, counselor, or consultant, the best way to get your message out there and to expand your authority is by becoming a published author, just like Dr. Enih. We can take you from a blank page to a published book in less time than you thought possible. And we do this strategically in a way that's designed to get you more customers, clients, or patients. So reach out to us at dissertationdone.com/book, and we'll talk to you about that. So that's the business. Again, Dr. Enih, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Doc.
All right.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask you, like I do a lot of our guests, to tell us a little bit about what possessed you to pursue a doctoral degree in the first place. Can you tell us what your motivations were there?
Yes, I have been a teacher, and when I start looking at our students' progress and everything, yeah. I like the things that when I was attended a professional development at Texas A&M, and I witnessed some of the defenses, and I said, oh my God, these people are really doing an awesome job out there. So I need to go in. And at that point, I said, I'm going to go take my GRE and go into this program. I need to get into the bottom of this education because I really want to help our students out there. And that's when I took my GRE and I went in, I made a good score, and I applied and I was accepted. Thank you.
Yeah. So too bad they weren't able to share with you the late nights and the 2 o'clock in the morning sessions of writing their dissertation. You might have made another decision.
Yes, that's true.
As I always tell our students, the defense is really, it sounds scary because it says it's a defense, but really is kind of a celebration for the most part. Was that your experience?
Yes, I experienced it being an acceleration for them. I really wanted, for me, when I did my own defense, it was just like that. So it was what I expected. Yes, a lot of research. Mm-hmm.
Between getting accepted and that decision to go and celebrating when you finish your defense, there's a lot going on in there. Was there any point in time that you felt really down, that you felt like you were kind of stuck, that you might be thinking about quitting? Anything like that happen to you?
Yes. After I finished, the first time was when I had to, at Texas Southern, you have to become a resident by taking 9 hours back to back. Yep. And 2 semesters on a row. And I was like, I have my parents, I have my family, I have my job, and I don't want to leave any of those things. So it was put a lot of pressure on me. I was like,
it is a lot. Tough. I mean, a lot of these programs are designed for kids. They're, in their early 20s, but they don't have the responsibilities of adults yet. They have to feed themselves and that's about it. No kids, no job, no, it's just school. So adults undertake those same responsibilities. It's very, very difficult. We found a way to make that work. And then you got into the dissertation process. How did you find that? Was that easy for you, or were there some bumps along the way?
The dissertation was tough because to choose a topic, but all along I have been having in mind that I want to do something with parents. Okay. Because of the type of students and the neighborhood where I work, and looking at the progress that the students make at the school system, I think I have wanted to send a message. I want to reach out to the society when we're doing this parenting work, and for parents not to give up when their children goes into higher institution, that we still they need our support. Every one of us do need a support all the time, encouragement, moral support, name it, the love. But you don't have to do too much when we're getting older, kids are getting older, because they are growing too. But we still need to be around them. So that's why.
Right. Well, I'll tell you that one of the things that's so gratifying for me when we work with doctoral students and even our experts that we help with becoming published authors, everybody wants to help out. They want to make the world a better place. They want to do something to help other people. And I find that so inspiring when I work with folks, that I'm not just helping somebody get ahead or just helping somebody fix a problem, but I'm helping them live a dream that's helping other people live their dream. And I just think that's so inspiring. And I thank you for the work that you've done, Francisca. I know it ties directly into your book, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. And I just think that's so cool. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, so you went through the dissertation. You figured out kind of what your topic was. Any other bumps along the way as you were going through this?
Yes, I am very good at math, but with technology, when I finished with my design, I thought I had enough. My data was good and everything. And when I made it there, they said I need to do more. We use a SPSS. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do all this by myself. I need to ask for help. And that's when I ran into you, Doc. And I was so happy, and the whole thing came out so perfect, and it was good.
You had it all set up. A lot of our students come to us earlier in the process, but you had it all set up so that we really went through the data analysis. And our goal there is for you to be able to report, present, and defend your results. Because honestly, when you see any man or woman dressed up in a suit, whether it's a nice dress or an actual man suit or something, and they're talking about numbers in front of a crowd of people, I can pretty well guarantee you they didn't run those numbers. Whether it's a governor or a president or a CEO of a company or whatever the case may be, unless you're actually at an academic conference where it was a researcher, most likely they didn't run those numbers. What they did is they had somebody else do that work for them, and they understood the questions and the answers and what it all meant so that they could communicate to their audience. And that's exactly what you should be able to do as a doctoral student, is not get in under the hood and fix all the little gears and belts, but instead to be able to drive the car, to be able to present to people, this is what I learned, this is what it means, here's what we can do next. And that's something I think you did a great job with.
That's right. Thank you.
All right, so got through the dissertation process. You mentioned that the defense was something that you really enjoyed. Tell folks a little bit about your experience there, because, you know, as you said, you'd been through a lot. It was difficult to get to this point, and a lot of our audience experiences difficulty in this process. I'm sure they want to hear about how things turned around and the sun came out and the birds started chirping and all the nice things.
Yeah, what I want to share with everyone is that the process is not easy, but you have to set your goal high. You have to do it. Don't quit, because it's the end result is much better than. You need to keep thinking, what was your main reason when you started the whole project? You need to keep that in mind. You want to do something for the society, and then go for it. No one says it's going to be easy. The road is never going to be easy. So, but we have to have the tools in our toolbox to combat it and work with it. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't quit, and I don't want no one to quit. Just do it. That's all I would say.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't have that super cool first name doctor, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would add one thing to what Dr. Enih said there, which is, yes, set your goals high, because that's what's required of a doctoral program, but be careful about setting your goals too high. A lot of doctoral students want things to be perfect, and really you need to make sure that you're doing what your committee expects of you, and then don't say, well, I can do a whole lot better, I can do a whole lot more. You don't get extra credit for that. You're going to get the same degree when you graduate, regardless as to whether you wrote one dissertation or 1.5 dissertations or 13 dissertations. So just do what's required for one dissertation to get approved, and that'll get you to graduation as soon as possible. And that will let you experience all these wonderful opportunities that are out there, which Dr. Enih is going to talk some about now, because I want you to tell me more about this book. I know you've got a desk copy there with you, right?
Yes, I do have a copy. 15 minutes a day.
And it's raising the bar to A's, B's, and honor roll, right?
Yes.
Spend 15 minutes a day.
Lovely children.
To help the children. So tell folks about what the idea is behind the book, what the inspiration was. Just let them know, give them an overview.
Okay. 15 minutes a day came to place because, like I said earlier, I work in the middle school. And when these students come in, they're always, you know, well prepared, dressed up, parents drop them off, come through the door by bus, no problem. And then they would tell you right out, I have been doing well in elementary school, and parents have that in their pocket too. The child is doing well. But because kids are growing, some of them, they start talking back or doing something that make you feel like this child is big enough. He or she doesn't need any more support. So what happens is that we start leaving them, and then they start running the show. We all know what teenagers do. And then when they start doing that, they come up with so many things why they wouldn't be performing at school, and then it reflects in their grades, even in their behavior. So 15 minutes a day will help you just to get it down. Make sure you look at your child. Show the child the love that you have for him or her. Encourage the child to continue doing the right thing. And let them, the most important, let them know that you're always around for them, and not just, I can say anything and move on. This is the age in the middle school where we have all the fundamental courses for them to push up to higher institution. That's when we start really doing it. They have learned their 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D in elementary school. But when it comes to the middle school, the students will have, the curriculum is well designed to give them the foundation to move on. So with 15 minutes a day, you'll be able to work with your child, just a little bit things that you do in the morning, and then when you come back in the afternoon, and then before you go to bed, and you will see a lot of progress. We don't have to keep running behind them to check everything, but let the child know that you are who you are. You won't take a no for an answer, and you are there to support them.
And you mentioned just there's a few things that you do in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. I understand you actually have a checklist to help folks with that. Is that right?
Yes, yes. I have a checklist, and that one you will find it on my URL that is going to help you. I don't have it with, I won't show it to you now.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the on our show notes, but I believe we talked about it earlier, and it's 15 minutes a day book.com/win. Yes. So that's a little tough. You got to make sure you get all the pieces in there. There's no punctuation at all, no spaces. It's 15 minutes, then the letter A, then day, D-A-Y, book.com/win, W-I-N. And I understand that's because you call the checklist the Win the Day checklist. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
That sounds awesome.
Yes, sir.
15 minutes a day to win the day. I mean, who wouldn't want that? That's so cool. So you talked to me a little bit about parental encouragement. I know you said that was one of the big themes in your book. Can you tell folks, a little bit about that? Like how does a parent, here we are right now as we're recording this, we're still in the COVID lockdown. It is spring of 2021. Some schools are starting to go back a little bit. Our kids are in what they call virtual academy. So they're taking all their classes from home, which is doubly hard on parents, right? Because you're not only, a full-time parent and a full-time whatever you do at work, but also now you're a teacher too. So with all that stress and all that frustration that parents might be experiencing, particularly at this time, what words of encouragement do you have for them?
Yes, encouragement for parents is just like back home where I came from, Nigeria. When I was in elementary school, we used clay to make stuff and build, mold things. But here, the kids use Play-Doh. And I watch my own grandson, sometimes he makes so many things, he watches it, he shapes it the way he wants it to go. So encouragement is just like that for our children. And for me or for you, you need someone to keep on molding you, telling you, shaping you, keep on. You don't give up, because if you don't have what you want, you need to find another strategy to make, mix something together. Show them that you care using a soft voice. Do not yell at your own children. They deserve love.
Yeah.
So keep on shaping it until you get what you want from them. That's what I want for encouragement.
And I was just, I'm trying to remember this quote. I'm seeing if I can look it up right now. But it was something about why motivation, and I am not going to find it right away. But it was something about motivation is something that we need every single day. So you should continue to encourage your children and take some time to encourage yourself as a parent to keep this up, to keep moving forward, because it's going to pay off.
Yeah, a lot.
Right. You were telling me about a special student that when we're talking about paying off, this guy did some really great things. Do you remember the story you were telling me? I'd like you to share that with everyone.
Yes, academic excellence is for children to be able to make a decision, being able to collaborate with other people. Guess what? The society is in need of cheerful human beings. So academic excellence is not just making all A's or B's.
Right.
And being an honor roll, but it requires our children to be able to make a good decision. And that's based on what encouragement we have been giving to them at home, being able to collaborate with others. That's very important at this age, because no one is going to do anything all by him or herself. We need teamwork. So academic excellence is being able to have empathy for other people, see what is going on in other people and recognize it, when to step in and to help others, moral support. One time we went on a field trip, and our students, performing, one of them fell, but the other kids stopped to help. So academic excellency is being able to recognize what is happening on others and helping in the society at this age.
Yeah, it's really not just about academics, but it's also about community and citizenship and all of those sorts of things.
Sure.
That's really when you talk about, what's our goal for kids getting A's, B's, and honor roll? Well, it's for them to get to college, and that's what colleges are looking for. It's not just the scores, but what are the other things? What are the other dimensions? And that thing, teamwork you were talking about. I know from my personal experience, my oldest is a freshman in high school right now, and I think he's had just about more team projects than he has individual projects. It's really something.
Collaboration.
Absolutely, absolutely. So they're pushing that really, really hard at his school in particular. But yes, I see it through all three of our children. They're at high school, middle school, and elementary school right now, and we see that happening at all. Very, very important. But again, tell us more. I want the folks to know how your process and the things that you do working with kids, how they can pay off. You remember you told me about this one child that actually did really, really well when it came to going to college, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's a student we have, we used to have, and these students have his own problems at home. But we at the school level, we recognize it, but it wasn't that much. But the child was really progressing because of the background he came from. And his mom was very supportive too, and he understands everything going on. So with that, this student was just doing awesome in everything. He understands, he mingles with friends, but when he goes home, it's different. He knows he has everything equipped with that he can use to be successful. But now he's outstanding student going out there in the university. I think he's at
university was it?
Harvard. He's at Harvard University right now.
So there's a phrase they talk about, burying the headline.
Yes, yes.
You had this student that was having trouble, that had difficulties at home and was a little bit withdrawn, and through just encouraging him and helping him realize his potential.
Yes.
Kind of applying these concepts from 15 minutes a day as a teacher in the classroom, this student blossomed and he did really well, and he ended up going to Harvard.
Yes.
So if you want your kid to go to Harvard, just pick up Dr. Enih's book. Might be a little harder than that, but we'll leave it at that. So Dr. Enih, tell me, what was the experience like of actually writing this book? Because I know a lot of folks in our audience, everybody has a book in them, right? Everybody thinks they want to be a published author. And then when people try, that's where the problem comes in, right? We don't see a lot of people who say, yeah, I got this book I want to write, or anything like that. So yes, I've written the book. Yes, it's published. That doesn't usually happen. So tell us what that experience was like for you.
The experience of writing, let me put it up again. This book, 15 minutes a day, is just as
pick that book up. Smile just comes out. And this is hot off the presses, right? You see that little, that's a desk copy.
Yes, and it's on Amazon right now. This 15 minutes ago.
But this is hot off the presses. So yeah, I'm so happy that you're so happy about that.
Thank you. Last year, March, I did not know I would be an author. But I received an email from Dr. Rostro about April. And he said, you want to be a published author? I said, what is this? I don't know anything about this. Delete. Then not too long ago, he sent another one. I said, let me stop and look at this. What is published author? How do you become a published author when you don't even have time? Then I had to call Dr. Strickland and I said, I received this email. What are you talking about? What do you mean? He said, well, this lockdown is not going to be easy. It's
Yeah.
going to take a long time. So it's a time for people to recognize and capture, do something that they wouldn't have done. I said, oh, that's good. Where do I start? And I say, oh, your dissertation. Somewhere in my book, in my dissertation, I have 15 minutes a day, and I still circle it in my mind. How could we do this 15 minutes a day? And that's when I sat down. So with all these structures Dr. Strickland and his team gave me, I was able to finish my book before August. And just a little bit more structure into it. And by February this year, my book was in the market. Thank you, Doc.
Oh yes, it was awesome. And we had a really fun group of people going through that process together. And I think you guys built a really strong, like almost a family connection and that supporting each other. It was just awesome. But yeah, that's actually kind of what I was thinking about, back when this whole pandemic lockdown stuff first started, is like so many people are kind of anesthetizing themselves to Netflix, self-medicating to the warm glow of Netflix. And yeah, that's fine that you watched a lot of TV, but what do you get out of that? A lot of people are waking up, a year later and still we're not quite out of the woods yet. And they're going to be looking around and they're going to think they lost all that time. Where did it go? And then other people like Dr. Enih are going to be coming out saying, well, it went into my book. I'm a published author. Hold it up again.
Of course.
There's that smile again. Love it.
Yes, thank you for the foresight, because I'm like, how do we publish a book? But they gave us so much structure, so many words in a week, and sometimes I'd be lagging behind. And then I thank my family. They'd be like, you're not writing your book anymore. I said, leave me alone. Then they say, oh, we just helping you. I said, thank you. Then I go back. I said, let me start doing this. My due date is always on Wednesday.
Accountability from week to week to the group too.
Yes, and then the group, we were helping each other. My group out there, kudos, thumb up, and I want you to join me soon because I love the group. Any problem you have, Dr. Strickland and the team will all work together, putting the pieces together. Do this one, do that one. So it wasn't just one.
I certainly appreciate that, Francisca. I want you to again tell folks, if they want to reach out to you, if they want to get the book, if they they want to kind of continue this conversation, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Please, I would like to hear from everyone. You can reach me on LinkedIn. You can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on Instagram, anywhere, or my email. That please reach out to me. I have more information to share.
Oh yes. So we're going to put in our show notes. If you go to dissertationdone.com/blog, you can find Dr. Enih's episode there. You might be on a podcast channel right now. You might be on YouTube, wherever you are. Go to dissertationdone.com/blog, find Dr. Enih's episode there. And in our show notes, we're going to link her books on Amazon. We're going to link her LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and all those things so that you can reach out to her as easily as possible. So all of that's going to be there. And again, if I have it right, Francisca, it is 15minutesadabook.com/win to get that awesome checklist, right? To help people figure out what they need to be doing first thing in the morning, in the afternoon after the kids get back from school, and in the evening before, at bedtime. And in 15 minutes a day, you can get your child moving to A's, B's, and honor roll, and maybe even to Harvard.
Yes, let's stop overwhelming ourselves and do what we need to do and get the best results.
Well, Francisca, I know people can tell from your enthusiasm and how much that smile has been shining through all day today. If those of you guys who are watching on YouTube, I'm not even kidding. Every time she picks up that book, you're just an amazing person. There it is again.
The book.
Just an amazing person to help parents out. So certainly, if you have parents, if you are a parent, if you have kids, if you have grandkids, and you think that maybe there's a different way, maybe there's something that you can do with a little bit of your time to really help them out in school. And as Dr. Enih said, school is not just school. It's really about becoming a well-rounded person socially, social, in terms of social responsibility, as well as just socializing and being a good citizen. So, just like she mentioned, the kid that kind of fell down on the field trip, and the other kids were there to pick them back up. That's what you want. You want kids that are well-rounded and can do all of these things. And 15 minutes a day will certainly help show you how to do that. Awesome. Well, Dr. Enih, thank you again so much for joining us here today. I'd like to remind everyone that this episode's been brought to you by Dissertation Done. So if you're an adult doctoral student and you're approaching the dissertation and you want some coaching, some guidance, some support, reach out to us at dissertationdone.com/done. If you are in the midst of your dissertation and you feel like things are going slowly, or maybe you're stalled or just plain stuck, again, reach out to us at dissertationdone.com/done. We'll have a conversation, see what's going on and what we might be able to do to help. And if you want to be a published author and put a big smile on your face like Dr. Enih has, there you can reach out to us at dissertationdone.com/book. And we'll get you holding up your book and smiling in no time. So thank you again, Dr. Enih, for being here with us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, absolutely. To everyone else, I want you to have a wonderful day and go out and live your unconventional life. Bye for now.
This has been An Unconventional Life. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe now to keep getting inspirational stories of unconventional lives as soon as they're released. Until then, go out and live your best unconventional life.